How's it going, everybody? Marvel Cross 316 back with another comic book flashback. And today, y'all, we are looking at Showcase issue number 4. This is the very first appearance of Barry Allen as the Flash. Some say that this pretty much started the Silver Age of comics. And so this one is going to be a real good treat. Do not click away because we're going to be looking at two stories that were presented in this comic book. And as always, we'll be looking at the very first appearance of Barry Allen and how he became the Flash. This issue came out in October of 1956. And we just are going to be looking at these two stories very quickly here as I summarize exactly what happened within this particular issue. And from here on out, we'll be looking at the history of the Flash and chronological order. And so, Showcase is where it all started. So, we're looking at the very first appearance of the Flash, and he is going to be fighting a villain called the Turtle Man. And he is the slowest man on Earth. And this will be the very first villain that Barry Allen as the Flash will ever fight. As the title indicates here, Mystery of the Human Thunderbolt. And we're looking at the origin story of the Barry Allen as the Flash here. So at a radar station on the East Coast, we have these two people here, and they notice a beeping going on, and the detection is, and they think this is some strange object here that they picked up. It's not a UFO, it's not a flying object. It's on the ground, traveling faster than anything known to man. What could that be about? Well, we're going to find out here very shortly here. We see that there is this electrical storm here, bad thunderstorm going on. We have Barry Allen, he is the scientist, and he is reading this old magazine of the Flash of the Golden Age, and he's like, wow, wouldn't it be something to have supersonic speed, undreamed speed, and use that to fight crime? But that's just something that a writer dreamed up. That's definitely not real. So Barry Allen gets back to work. He is a scientist. He has a bunch of chemicals right next to him. He's performing an experiment when all of a sudden a lightning bolt crashes through into the room, strikes Barry Allen, and causes all these chemicals to basically go on Barry Allen. And when he comes back to consciousness, he realizes that a bunch of those chemicals bathed him, and he's like, wow, I can't believe I'm still alive. Well, Barry Allen is going to go for a stroll here. He needs to get a cab, but the cab leaves before he's able to get there. All of a sudden, he finds himself running at a supersonic speed here, and it seems like time has stood still here, that this cab is not even moving. It's like, what is happening to me? How is this possible? Am I dreaming this? Well, then he goes to this diner, and this waitress accidentally spills his food, and it looks like the food is just standing in mid-air. Time has stood still once again. Barry Allen is able to snatch all of those falling items and place them right back into the order that they had first appeared in. And the waitress is stunned. She's like, how did that even happen? I dropped this in super speed. You fixed it. So she's astonished. He is astonished. He's like, maybe this is something I'm not dreaming up. Maybe this is real. So he gets back to his home. He has a date with a girl named Iris, who makes her first appearance in this issue. Her name is Iris West. He goes to meet her when all of a sudden time stands still once again. He sees a flying bullet, and it is headed right towards Iris. And just in time, he grabs Iris and saves her from that flying bullet. And we learned to come to find out that that bullet had come from a man called the Turtle Man. He is a criminal. He is on the loose. he's responsible for all these crimes that's going on. And it looks like Barry Allen, who is now the fastest man on the earth, is going to look at this old comic book here that he had joked about. Maybe he needs to actually become the Flash himself. And so, by creating this ring and this costume, he is able to become the newest Flash of the Silver Age. And here we have it, y'all. The Flash is going to make his first appearance here, and he's going to try to fight his very first villain and put a stop to his crimes. And that villain is the Turtle Man. So Barry Allen suits up in his new costume here. He notices that the Turtle Man is not at this vault like he thought he would be. And as we continue to see this cool ads here, the Turtle Man is very cunning here. He has a lot of tricks up his sleeves. First, Flash thinks that this is the Turtle Man, but it's just a painted silhouette of Turtle Man. Turtle Man then is going to go and escape through the sewer system and get to the river here where it connects, and he gets on his boat. And the Flash then is going to ask permission to use this guy's boat to catch the Turtle Man, but we see that the Turtle Man actually rigged up this boat that the Flash was going to get on. Well, now the Flash has no other choice but to chase after the Turtle Man by running on the river here. But as he continues to run, it actually is using it as a disadvantage because it is causing vibrations and it keeps moving Turtle Man forward. So he's not going to be able to catch Turtle Man this way. So the Flash then is going to speed around and he's going to cause the boat to overturn here as he makes a few laps around the boat. And we see that the Turtle Man is brought to justice. And Barry Allen, as the Flash, pretty much tells the public here that yes, I'm the new Flash. I'm here to stop crime. And Iris West tells Barry Allen here as they're meeting again, she said, wow, how exciting it would be to meet a man like that. But I guess it's just an idle dream. And Barry Allen says, sometimes dreams come true, Iris. Will Barry Allen reveal his secret identity to Iris? That is something that we will have to find out in future issues. But for now, let's go to the second story here. And this time, the Flash is going to be fighting a villain called Mazdon, and he is from the future. And he shoots these rings of fire here. And Mazdon, as you'll see here, and the man who broke the time barrier, this villain here is from the future. And so we see that strange events are occurring. People's possessions are vanishing here, including Barry Allen's beaker here, as we see that these chemicals that he was pouring into, it disappeared. And so Barry Allen notices something's wary, so he changes to the Flash, notices this villain, and he's shooting these fire rings at him. And there's just something very strange going on here. Who is this guy? And we see that he is able to escape the Flash. And one thing we need to know about Mazdon, basically, is that he is from the future. He was judged to be sentenced to an even more distant future, to the 50th century. He had committed a crime in his own time. These people judged that he needed to basically go in this time capsule and be rocketed to the 50th century. But unfortunately, that rocket took a different turn and went backwards in time, going to the 20th century, the era where Barry Allen is living now. And so in order for Mazdon to go back to his own time and seek revenge, he needs to collect this gold, and basically that's going to allow him to get back to his own time. So he's going to rob this bank. Well, the Flash hears about this character, and he's like, "That's the same guy I tackled earlier." And we see here that the Flash is going to have to learn how he's going to be able to defeat Maston here. Well, he captures Maston by escaping all these fire rings, brings Maston to jail here. Maston's going to break out of jail with his contact lens that basically melts the lock on the door. Maston gets away. Now the Flash is going to have to go and track down Maston for himself. He finally gets to where Maston is, where Maston now has collected the gold. He's ready to rocket out of here, but if he's going to rocket out of the area, it's going to basically kill thousands of people because it'll create a crater at least 10 miles in diameter. But Maston doesn't care. So the Flash comes up with a different idea for Maston to get back to where he belongs. He goes on this racetrack, and basically he's going to speed into the future. He's going to cause the Earth to rotate forward into the future, causing Maston to go back to his own time period. And while he's going into the future, they meet the time barrier itself that scientists have theorized, and the Flash actually breaks the time barrier. Flash returns him back to his own Maston, to his own era, and they are going to basically conclude that they need to send him into another time capsule, and they'll make sure that he goes to the 50th century this time. And then the Flash returns back to his own time period in the 20th century, and that is where we end the story. So I hope you like these two stories here in Showcase number 4. I know this may have been more of a lengthy video, but I'm just wanting to present these two stories here, presenting the first appearance of the Flash and the two villains that he came up against in this issue. I hope you like this summary of these two stories. And coming up next, we will look at Showcase number 5. But until then, go ahead now and drop a like on this video, comment down below what you thought about this issue, and as always, subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one.